Yep, you're reading this right, Bill Cipher. Gravity Falls creator Alex Hirsch is co-executive producing a new show on Netflix. Hey guys, Blood Moon Bobby here. So I just heard about this news story today from the time that I'm shooting this video. So I knew for a while now, and I even made a video about this, that Gravity Falls creator Alex Hirsch has basically jumped ship to Netflix and that he's working on some things. In that video, we didn't hear a lot about what he's specifically working on, and now we're hearing about probably one of his first projects with the streaming service, and that is he's going to co-executive produce this new animated series coming to Netflix called The Inside Job, and it is created by somebody who actually used to work on Gravity Falls. I'm probably going to screw up her name. I'll have it in the video. Shinon Takeuchi. I hope I pronounced that right. I briefly took a look at the Roundtables video on this topic, and I think they also butchered her name pronunciation, but I'll have it in or typed down in the video below. So this upcoming Netflix series, The Inside Job, I'm looking at my iPad here because there is quite a few notes to go over. It is the first series that Takeuchi is going to produce under a new deal. She just signed with Netflix. It'll be a 20-episode adult animated series that is a workplace comedy set in the shadowy government, and it's going to be a show where every conspiracy theory is true, and there is going to be a female character who has to keep things under wraps. So already getting Gravity Falls vibes with the whole conspiracy theory thing that's going on. And a little bit of background on Takeuchi. She actually was recruited to work at Pixar, and she worked on movies like Monsters University and Inside Out. She has also worked on animated series like Regular Show, Disenchantment, which I watched a couple episodes of Disenchantment. It's Mank Groening's Netflix series, and I didn't really find it all that entertaining. But I wouldn't use that against Takeuchi, I'm just saying. And she has also worked on Gravity Falls, which I'm assuming that's how she knows Alex Hirsch. So it's definitely really excited to see that those two are going to be working together and adding to Netflix's already enticing animation portfolio. It's kind of amazing how I haven't really talked about Gravity Falls all that much on this YouTube channel, maybe because when the show was out, I was just launching my YouTube channel and Gravity Falls was ending. I might have told the story before, but since I don't really get to talk about Gravity Falls all that much on my YouTube channel, I'll tell you guys that the way I got into Gravity Falls was after I started watching Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which is a show that I mentioned 100 times here on this YouTube channel. I was like, okay, great. So animated shows are going through this renaissance. So what else does Disney XD have? And my friends introduced me to Gravity Falls. And it's definitely a really enticing series with its own thrills and some really great characters. And I am a Wendiper shipper, by the way. But shipping aside, it's definitely a really, really incredible series with, kind of like Star, it has its own continuous plot, but rather than being set in a world of, set in a very fantasy-inspired world, the world of Gravity Falls is more about, these kind of like Inside Job. It's set with conspiracy theories and meeting all these really crazy characters and checking out all these mysterious characters set all around Gravity Falls and things like that. I didn't get into, and here we go, I hope the haters don't come out and say, while I didn't get into it quite as much as Star, I will say that it's still easily one of my favorite Disney XD shows. I will say plot-wise, I think that Gravity Falls handled its plot quite a bit better than Star. I still like Star vs. the Forces of Evil, still one of my favorite Disney XD shows, but I'll give credit to Gravity Falls and that the way I think that I felt that it was the more consistent show. It's still a very engrossing series, and I enjoyed it myself. And now that this Inside Job show is coming out, even though it's technically Shinon Takeuchi's show, I can't help but think that this is kind of like You know, there's certain projects that come out where even though it has a very established creator or director, there is a well-known producer that's tied to that project, and even though they didn't create the project, or they may not have directed them themselves, you could still feel that influence. You know, it's kind of like Steven Spielberg with The Goonies or The Land Before Time. You know, even though he didn't direct either of those, they either stem from his ideas, or they've been influenced by him. And the same thing, and this is probably one of the more famous examples, with Tim Burton and The Nightmare Before Christmas, where even though Henry Selick directed that film, it was Tim Burton who originally came up with that idea, and he helped out with the production and things like that. So I definitely feel it's that kind of a case, but I definitely wouldn't take any credit at all away from Shinon Takeuchi. Like I said, I think it's just a matter of she used to work for Alex Hirsch, and they must have enjoyed working together. And so when she was coming up with the series, she was like, hey, Alex, come on, I wanted to make my own series, and you just got done with Gravity Falls, so why don't you co-executive produce the series? And Alex Hirsch was like, yeah, okay, that's definitely cool. So I'm really excited to see where this goes, and regardless of influence, I'm really interested in seeing how these two can make their own adult animated series, especially since Gravity Falls, even though it was definitely a show meant for kids, you could feel a lot of the adult jokes, and I think its style of humor could really translate to being more explicitly adult, kind of like that sort of forgotten, and we still don't know where it is, the TBS show Close Enough that was being created by J.G. Quintel, which I'm really curious to see if that show is still coming out. It seems like there's quite a few animated productions from a couple studios where they get announced at like Comic-Con, and now we have no idea where they're going. But anyway, back to Inside Job. Being an adult animated series, I feel like it could tackle some really well-known conspiracy theories, especially ones that are going around right now, and those kind of things. And especially because it's targeted towards adults, they could really like parody and take on conspiracy theories of the real world. So I'm really curious to see, are they going to cover things like the Illuminati and the elites, and are they going to do some kind of George Orwell style 1984 thing with Big Brother and that sort of thing. But I'm really curious to see. I'm expecting the style of humor to be, think of it as a sort of souped up Gravity Falls sort of style. Like, as I really think it can be translated well to Gravity Falls. And even though, like I said, even though I think this is technically Shinon Takeuchi's show, the fact that she's worked on Gravity Falls with Alex Hirsch, I think is a good sign that, we are going to see that sort of influence in there. I'm not saying at all that it's going to be like a ripoff of Gravity Falls or that sort of thing, but it's just, I feel like it's going to have some really similar themes, and I'm expecting the comedy style to be very similar. So I'm definitely looking forward to this series, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Are you excited for The Inside Job? Are you excited to see where these two really amazing people can take the show? Leave all those thoughts down below. This has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell to get notified when I release my latest videos. Follow me at Blood Moon Bobby on your favorite social media platforms to take part in polls, see my tech tips, and to hear about my video plans. Thanks for watching.